Welcome to Lisa and Michael Save the World. I'm Michael Kraft, photographer.
I'm Lisa D'Amico, artist.
And we're here.
We are here.
We're here.
We're in the studio.
We're in the studio.
And we got some good stuff to talk about today.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
This is going to be a good one.
This is going to be very good. And we're going to start off with Michael's favorite, art history. But you're going to love this.
And she wouldn't show me. She has it all ready to go, but she has not shown me. So it's going to be a complete surprise, which it usually is.
It usually is, but it may not be a complete surprise because this famous American artist just passed away.
Oh, okay.
Yes, on Christmas Day.
Oh.
And you're going to love, because I love him because I love his themes, his painting theme, and you're going to love him for the same reason.
Okay.
His name, like I said, he's an American painter, very famous, and his name is Wade the Boat. Do you know who he is?
Wade the Boat?
No. Wade the Boat!
Wade the Boat? What?
It's going to be a long episode. I'm getting a headache already. Wade the Bode. I think I'm saying this correctly.
The Bode.
No. The Bode.
The Bode.
All right, let's.
How do you spell it?
T-H. I want to make sure I spell this correctly.
The Bode.
No. This is Wade the Bode.
The Bode. Okay, the Bode. The Bode. Yeah, I got
We
it.
all know he didn't say this right. And maybe I'm not saying it right either.
The Bow. The Bow, maybe the Bow. But not the boat.
It's not the boat. I think it's the Bode.
The Bode. I'm not saying T, I'm saying D. The Bode. That's how it sounds like you're saying.
And thank you for joining us. Lisa and Michael Save the World. This is let's call him Wayne.
Okay, we'll call him Wayne.
We'll
call him Wayne.
So this is his work, and it's all delicious desserts.
Yes, I love that.
Yeah, it's wonderful. It's wonderful the way he does it. He has a very specific style, aesthetic, so you know right away.
I was going to say, you can Wayne. You can definitely tell he definitely has a...
That's him.
And how long was he doing this for?
This is his career.
Right.
Yeah. And he, like I said, he just died last week. Yeah, he's a famous American painter. This is his thing. Look at all these desserts and ice creams. Look, he didn't just paint that. He painted people and whatever, but Mickey Mouse.
And you can even tell with the people and Mickey Mouse that it's his style. It's still like it hasn't. It's amazing how he really had, because some people can kind of flip flop back and forth to different things.
He was so
specific
with the flat background and the flat surface, and whether it's a person or candied apples or whatever. But I'm telling you right now, you see his work, you will be hungry.
Yeah, I know. I'm looking at it. And it's already like
watermelons, bananas. I mean, but the cakes and the ice creams are my favorite.
Yeah, the layer cakes. But so did he work up to the end?
That I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. But he definitely has an enormous body of work. So he was well enough to work and, most of his adult life.
And the height of his career was?
He's asking me a lot of questions I can't answer because...
Well, I'm just looking because I see some things from the 80s. So I'm wondering if maybe the 80s was
his heyday?
Yeah.
It could have been. And I think that... Look at the gumballs. I mean, it's just so good what he does. Yeah. And he's just, And I did about 10 years ago, I did a series of desserts inspired by him. Okay. In my own style. But definitely inspired by him.
Was that when we did the art cafe?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And I did cupcakes, I did ice cream.
We did an art show together called, what was the name of it?
Hot and Fresh?
Hot and Fresh. I think Fresh and Hot or something like that. And we did it in Nyack, New York at what was the name of that place?
I think it was
Bunbury's.
Oh, that's in Piermont.
No, I'm sorry, Piermont.
That's in Piermont.
Right. I'm sorry.
And if you go to Bunbury's in Piermont now, my cupcakes are on exhibit there permanently.
Your cupcakes are on exhibit.
Ba-dum-bum.
Okay. That was a great show that we did. I did a little series, and it's a very tiny place. but
with great coffee,
with
great desserts,
great stuff. And I'm so glad because that was a
long time ago.
That's
and
probably about 15 years ago.
They still show art there, embrace the art, so check it out.
That's great.
Yeah,
that's great.
Ask
that's good to
Debbie.
hear.
She's the owner.
That's great to hear.
A free plug. Who knew?
Yeah, exactly.
So let's move on.
Okay.
We've had our dessert first.
Yes.
So what are we gonna do next?
What
should we talk about? I'm gonna close the computer.
Let's do influences.
Oh, okay.
Let's do influences.
Oh, it sounds like you're ready.
Yeah, I am.
Okay, so go first.
Do you want me to go? Okay.
Sure.
So I know that this should have been, I know that I was doing a lot of influences that were, you were doing influences like, or kind of like around you. I was doing more people, as far as photographers. And I did get away from that a little bit, but just recently I saw the movie Mapplethorpe.
Oh, good movie.
And, you know, I'm probably more drawn to photographs, you know, the glamour, and because I've, you know, George Harrell and Justin Monroe and, you know, color and stuff like that. Mapplethorpe is obviously more gritty, but I will say that, and I've seen his stuff before, but I guess I didn't really pay attention, which really makes me a bad photographer and bad gay person at the same time. But I knew him and did like his work, but seeing the movie made me really appreciate the work more. And obviously I learned a whole lot more about him. And we are going to be doing an upcoming episode, not necessarily only on Mapplethorpe, but what I'm going to bring up here is that he was able to do very provocative photos. I'm not going to call them porn because I don't feel that they're porn, but some people might. He was able to do that, but he also shot a lot of celebrities.
Yes.
And you do not have that. You got to pick one or the other, because usually once you do one, you're not going to be able to do the other. And he did it. And it didn't occur to me because I never realized how many celebrities he had shot. And I know he shot Deborah Harry. She's kind of underground, so that's not a surprise. But some of the other ones, he shot a lot of celebrities.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Mainstream.
And so he really was able to, you know...
Now, that was later in his career, though, when he really became established.
Right.
And I wonder we should find out who the first celebrity he shot. Because that might have set, you know what I mean? If you can catch the big fish first, and all the smaller fish kind of follow. Not that they're smaller fish, but you know what I'm saying.
We'll research that for the show, but I'm going to guess that it's Patti Smith or Deborah Harry.
Patti Smith, he had he lived with her, and a relationship.
Exactly.
With her. So stay tuned. That this is going to be a good episode.
Yeah. So he's a great influence. Yeah. I'm going to I'm going to put up some photos of his that I wish I could put some, but I think YouTube will take us down if I put.
Yeah, you're going to have to be selective.
I'm going to have to be selective, but it's great work. Yeah, it's really great work. So.
Wow, my influence is not even related to this in any way. My influence is really an anti-influence. This is something that I don't want to influence me. And that is social media.
Oh.
So I love social media. I have been able to sell my work in greater quantities because of social media. I have met incredible artists from around the world because of social media. I have been able to share my art and other people's art because of social media. However, I find that a lot of artists are too heavily influenced by social media. It affects the production of their work, the amount they produce, what the subject and themes are, because they are no longer really creating artwork from the inside out. It's more like the outside is influencing them. So they're trying to meet whatever the needs and expectations are of their audience. And I think that's not what art's about. You know?
Right. Absolutely.
It's not what being an artist is about. Yes, the world influences everything we do. Current events, family, the weather can influence our artwork for sure. But when you make really a tunnel vision decision, conscious decision to create work for social media, I think that's the beginning of the end in terms of creativity and sincerity to your work.
No, I agree.
There are themes that I like to do and explore. Like right now, I'm loving the moon. I find it magical and meaningful, so I'm painting it all the time. However, that's not because of social media. That's coming from my heart and my head, you know, right. And that won't last forever. My next inspiration could be around the corner. That may start me on a new journey, but it's not going to come from social media.
No,
as much as I love it, as much as I love social media. Yeah,
I agree. Yeah. I mean, it doesn't necessarily affect me in that sense, as far as, because I'm going to do what I want to do. I mean, I did notice the horror themed photos. Sometimes that's a selective audience, and sometimes I think the followers that I have are just basically give me abs and ass and that's it. And it's kind of frustrating because the only thing that affects me, and it shouldn't, is that sometimes I'll work on a photo and I'll post it. I'm like, this is really going to get the attention, and it gets nothing. Yeah. And it's like, it is disappointing because you do second guess yourself. You second guess.
Is this good? Why aren't people reacting to it? Why aren't people liking it? You know? But and you do too. I will post my artwork, or I'll even post quotes and whatever that motivate me that may get a low response, but I don't care. Like, if you're on the journey with me, this is part of my journey. So let's go.
It's very hard sometimes. Yeah, it's very hard sometimes for an artist, I think, for us to find the right following, because sometimes, I mean, there are people, I don't want to even, and also I lost my Instagram account back in April, so I started all over again. And I've watched other people start all over again and almost get to where they were from before, and I'm maybe not even a quarter of the way to where I was before. So that is frustrating, because you wonder, well, why? Why aren't people like? It's frustrating.
It's okay, baby.
It is definitely frustrating, because you're right as far as, not to let it influence you, but social media does help you too. And
absolutely. And that's why I say I do love it. But it's a piece of the puzzle. It can't be the catalyst for your artwork. I just feel like it can be.
I agree. But there are people that have missed out on opportunities. I can't remember specifics, but someone had recently told me that, someone didn't really, either it was not going to work with them or do something because they didn't have the following. Which is really shitty.
I think I told you recently I applied to be in an art exhibit. You couldn't apply if you had less, I think, than 10,000 followers.
Yeah, that's insanity.
It's different now being an artist. It's not like you have a portfolio and you show it to galleries. It doesn't work that way. You are your own gallery.
Yeah.
And you are creating your own audience. So.
And they really shouldn't go towards that, because I've seen tons of talented artists that don't have a following. And
my gosh,
these people should have the following. Long. Yeah. And then there are some people that have a big following, and
I'm like, wow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, okay.
What's next?
Artholes.
Okay, I'm going first.
Okay.
Artholes.
Okay.
My Artholes, simple, and I feel like I'm going after our community again, after what I just talked about. But my Arthole, and I say this because in the past, especially when I was a young artist, I was very guilty of this. Is artists who underprice their talent, and that includes underpricing their artwork, but also just devaluing who they are as an artist. And that is reflected in how much you charge for commissions, how much you charge for your artwork, how much you charge to teach classes, and so on. It's tough, because when you underprice yourself, you're actually underpricing all of us. Because I think the public in general has a misconception when it comes to artists, as though we want to be starving. We don't.
We want to eat.
Yes. And so, some people will say to me, oh, can you just draw this for me? Yeah, I can. And this is how much it costs.
Yeah.
Because my talent has a value to it. And just like an accountant, like a doctor, like a garbage man, everybody, it's our work. It may become something innately we do, but there's a price tag for it.
Right.
We've been working we make it look easy because we've worked it almost every day of our lives, probably since we could hold a pencil, a crayon, a camera, whatever it is. So, I am done now.
Well, my art hole is probably, we've kind of done this before, but I'm going to be a little more specific about it.
Okay.
I know we've done artists who don't support other artists.
Unfortunately.
And this is something that has come up here and there, and it came up just recently. And that is people that you've actually worked on a project with or have made a connection with, who then in return don't support you.
Oh, that happens a lot.
So
those are just takers.
I know, it's kind of like, and that.
But I like to think that comes around. If you're going to take from another artist and not in the future somehow, include them in something, or what I mean, kind of pay it back or pay it forward.
Right.
That artists develop reputations. We in the community, large and small, we know who gets things done, who's reliable, who's honest, who's forthcoming.
Well,
and who's not.
Some of us photographers have found that models, once maybe they reach a certain social media status, because like I said, I'll go back to, I'm not seeing you on the Kelly Clarkson show, they will drop you.
Whoa. Because
they're lowering the people that they follow and gaining the followers. And it's really kind of a douchey, it's kind of like really kind of a self-indulgent, so I don't know how to explain it, but it just seems... I'm going to use
a word you're going to love.
Okay.
Pomposity.
Yeah. Yes,
that is
I like that.
That self-importance.
I mean, I had worked with two models just before COVID, and one of the models had dropped me, and the other model, who's also a photographer, he's a model and photographer who's really great. Yeah. We were talking, he said, oh, he dropped me too. Now, he took it one step further. He actually messaged the guy and said, why did you drop me?
Good for him.
And
why not?
Some people think that usually the people that think that this is petty are the people that are doing the dropping. Exactly. Because they're, so he had said to him, well, don't be offended. I dropped a lot of people. That just sounds like, you're not that important, honestly.
I feel like it's like a crown, douche of the year.
Yeah, I mean, that's just a douchey move.
Very douchey.
To do. And I know a lot of people are like, oh yeah, well, you can't be offended over that, blah, blah, blah. You've made a connection with this person. This person worked with you, and you should be supporting each other. And I will support.
Part of that model's success is due to you.
Right. And you're not going to be young and pretty forever. Guess what? It changes.
Surprise!
Very quickly. And you never, to me, you never know when you're going to need a person.
It's really being ungrateful is kind of what it boils down to.
I think so.
But we're very grateful for you.
Yes,
and for joining us today. So thank you so much.
And don't unfollow us, or else you're gonna be douchebag of the year.
No,
next year.
Never. I love you, and I always will.
We'll see you soon.
Bye-bye.